Welcome to Gradeup, India's largest online educational platform. A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Navin Iyer. I have brought another session for you from Gradeup, which is based on correct usage. So before I go ahead, I just like to know, I hope you people are doing well, you're doing fine, and you're staying healthy. Okay. So, I hope you people have been practicing as well, making complete use of the lockdown period. However, it has been unlocked right now, but still, it's better you maintain social distancing and stay at homes and make complete use of this time to practice more and more questions and keep attending sessions like these. So before I go ahead, I would like you to please share the session as much as you can so that all the law aspirants can benefit from such sessions, guys. So yes, a good afternoon, a very good afternoon. I can see a lot of people have joined on the app as well and also on YouTube. Right, great. Now let me tell you guys, this session that we are about to discuss today is based on correct usage. Now this is a very important type of question that is asked in your all the law exams almost. Okay, so for this you should have understanding of the word. You should be able to identify which parts of speech the word is in. Also, you should be able to understand the meaning of the sentence so that you can select the correct word. So let's see, we'll go ahead with the questions and I would like you people to answer as well. Keep answering so that I also know where exactly you stand in such questions. Okay, so let's move on with the first question today. Yes, guys, please like and share, okay, because that is what will bring more and more people together and it's fun actually teaching you all. Okay, so let's start the session here. The first question. It says choose the option which is the usage of the word is contextually and grammatically correct. Okay, you have to choose the word which is correct contextually, which means according to the meaning and according to the context as well, and grammatically it should be correct as well. So the word is sacrosanct. Okay, sacrosanct. A says he has sacrosanct himself. B says who aspires for sacrosanct. C says Mitirarimon are no more sacrosanct than any other class. And D says none of the above. Which do you think is contextually and grammatically correct according to the meaning of the sentence? Give me the answers in the chat boxes so that I can discuss. I'll first look at the answers that you give and then I will go ahead explaining the explaining the question. Right. I start getting answers. People are saying A, some are saying C as well. Okay. Monica is asking me what's the meaning of sacrosanct. I will let you know. But suppose you get this question in your exam, what exactly will you do? I won't be there to answer to give you the meaning of sacrosanct, right? But still, let me see if you are able to judge. That's the reason I say, guys, have regular reading habits. When you have reading habits, you actually come across a lot of new words. And whenever you read, you should keep your dictionary handy so that as soon as you come across a new word, you quickly look it up in the dictionary as well. Right. So let me tell you the meaning of sacrosanct, first of all. The meaning of sacrosanct is, you could say, something that cannot be questioned. Something that has to be followed. It cannot be questioned. The logic behind it cannot be questioned. That is sacrosanct. Suppose I say, I go to a village. A person actually started worshipping a piece of rock. And that person considered that rock sacrosanct. Okay, it's another word for sacred, you can say. So if he considers that rock sacrosanct and all the other villagers also worship that particular rock, that rock actually becomes sacrosanct. Without any logic or without anything, everyone starts believing. No one questions it. So the rock is actually sacrosanct. That's what it means. Now, let me also tell you, sacrosanct is actually an adjective. So what will adjectives do? Adjectives will always give you information about a noun or a pronoun, right? Adjectives give information about a noun or pronoun. In other words, they qualify or quantify a noun or a pronoun as well. So, if sacrosanct is an adjective, can the first sentence be right? He has sacrosanct himself. Now, you all know that has, after has and have, we always put the third form of the verb. Has and have is the helping verb here. If it's the helping verb, then you have V3, third form of verb should appear. But here adjective has appeared. Now you cannot, the usage of adjective in this sentence is wrong. So A is wrong. Who aspires for sacrosanct? Now for is what? A preposition. For is what? A preposition. After a preposition, you mostly have nouns. You mostly have nouns, but at times you may have verbs as well. But is sacrosanct a noun or a verb? No, it is an adjective. So according to the grammatical concept, B is also wrong. Now C says, Mithirarimon are no more sacrosanct than any other class. Now Mithirarimon is a kind of a class which I am talking about. And this is a noun, and sacrosanct is giving you information about that noun. So sacrosanct is what? This is an adjective. So the usage of sacrosanct in the third sentence is absolutely correct. So C is the answer. Whosoever said C was absolutely right. So there were two ways I made you understand this question. First is logically, then contextually, then grammatically. Okay, almost three types how we have to identify such questions. You should know which parts of speech the word is in. Right, guys? For people who haven't watched my suffix class, please on YouTube I have a suffix class. By looking at the suffix, you can easily identify the parts of speech as well. Even the knowledge of suffixes will help you in solving such questions. Right, let's move on to the next question. It says fine. The word is fine. Now you have to see the usage in which sentence fine is written correctly. Now it says there was a fine line between being frugal and being a miser. Second says the morning had been fine, but it was growing warm and sultry when at last we turned our faces homeward. Third sentence says Tom paid a $50 fine for wrong parking. Okay, so all the options A, B, C and D have multiple sentences that are right, that are correct. So which do you think is right? 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, or all 1, 2 and 3? Now this is a pretty simple word, guys. You should be able to answer this one. Okay, the word which we had in the previous question was a bit difficult. I can understand. But this is a pretty easy word. So let's see how many of you can answer this one. Okay, a few people are saying B, some are saying D as well. Now, first understand the meaning, guys. Okay? Guys, it's better that we keep the session interactive and you answer the questions. Okay? And then when I give you the explanations, you can judge whether you were right or wrong. Now, look carefully. Fine. When I say fine, what could be the meaning? Fine actually means okay. How are you? I am fine, which means I am okay. Fine could also mean a very small difference. When it says a fine line of between being frugal and being a miser. In this sentence, it means there is a very thin line of difference. Fine line means very thin line of difference. A negligible difference you can call. So I hope you know the meaning of frugal. Frugal means economical. Someone who thinks and then spends. He's not kind of a lavish person. He's not a spendthrift. It's the opposite of spendthrift, which is frugal. But frugal is spending economically, thinking wisely and spending. Now people who are frugal actually save money by doing that. So they can be considered miserly as well. They can be considered miserly as well by some people. But miserly is something wherein when you call a person a miser, he would not even spend for the most important of things. जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं कंजूस, that's a miser. But when you say frugal, it is kind of economical, to think wisely and spend. So that's what the sentence means. There was a fine line of difference between being frugal and being a miser. So the first sentence is correct, guys, according to the meaning, no problem. The second sentence says, the morning had been fine. The morning had been fine means the morning had been okay, but it was growing warm and sultry. Fine means here you could also understand the meaning as being pleasant. The morning had been pleasant, but it was growing warm and sultry. It was going warm and sultry, which means it was gradually getting hotter and sultry. Sultry means humid. You know what humidity is, right? Was getting warm and sultry when at last we turned our faces homeward, which means when we started going towards home, it started growing warm and sultry. Usually it's talking about summers. These days you already know in the morning it's quite pleasant, okay, but towards the afternoon it actually grows warm and humid. So this meaning of second sentence is also correct. And third says Tom paid a $50 fine. $50 fine, okay. This is a kind of a punishment. If you falter, if you make a mistake, or if you actually break rules, a fine is imposed. So this could also be the meaning. So the correct answer is D, guys. All 1, 2 and 3. All 3 sentences are absolutely correct. Okay? All 3 sentences are absolutely correct. Guys, hold on to your questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me towards the end of the session as well. Okay? Just pay complete attention. You should have undivided attention in my class. And trust me, you will actually benefit a lot from these classes. So just that's the reason I tell you that keep sharing and subscribing to the channel as well. Let's move on. The next question is, the word is wound. Okay? It can be pronounced as wound as well. It can be pronounced as wound as well. Now the first sentence says, the wound had begun to heal from within. Second says, the knight was wound in because of his previous defeat. Third says, she wound the twine around her finger. Which of these sentences do you think is correct? Look carefully, understand the meanings and give me the answers, guys. You may take your time. Okay, but such questions have to be practiced. In exams, you do not get a lot of time. Okay, but gradually, because you are in the learning phase right now, you may take your time. But going forward, we will increase your speed as well. I'll tell you how to increase speed on such questions. Okay. Yes, it is absolutely important for CLAT and all the law exams as well. Guys, we at Gradeup actually formulate the classes in such a manner that these are basically according to the latest pattern that are asked in your exams. So please understand that, okay? So everything I teach you on YouTube and the Gradeup app is very, very important. Okay, I've started getting answers. People are saying B, which is both 1 and 3. Both 1 and 3. Okay, let me tell you. Here it says the wound had begun to heal from within. The wound had begun to heal from within. What does wound mean? Wound means if you get hurt, okay, that point where you got hurt in your body is called a wound. So the wound had begun to heal from within the sentence. The meaning is absolutely right. Now the next sentence says, the knight. You know what a knight is? Knight is a warrior, one who fights with a sword. He's called a knight. The knight was wounded in because of his previous defeat. Here the usage of wound is not correct. You could probably say he was wounded. If you had wounded here, it could have been correct, but in should also not have been there. So the second sentence is wrong. Third sentence says, she wound the twine around her finger. Wound means Like, suppose you know what a twine is. Twining is something which actually grows in a curly manner. That is a twine. See, she wound the twine around her finger, winding, like we wind the watch. In olden days, we had a watch which we had to wind in order for it to run. So wound is absolutely right. She wound the twine around her finger. Sentence 3 is also correct. So the answer should be B, both 1 and 3. Whosoever said B, wonderful. You're absolutely correct. Anisha says घुमाना, absolutely right. घुमाने को ही wound भी कहते हैं. Okay, so third sentence is also correct. Okay, chalo, let's move on to the next question, guys. Next question is dread. Okay, next word is dread. First sentence says a few South African states dread the shortage of food due to famine. Second says communalism and anarchy are dreaded combinations to ensure disaster and war in a state of governance. Third says the drug addicts were in dread need for help from the rehabilitation centers. So 1, 2, and 3, which do you think is the correct answer for this one? Okay, take your time and answer quickly. Okay, take your time, but I want you to answer quickly. Right, started getting answers here on the app. People are saying C, B, okay. Okay, Disha already told you the meaning of dread as well. Now that should be cheating. You cannot disclose the meanings because in the exams you won't be there to help others, right? Okay, chalo, start getting answers. Now let me explain the meaning, guys. Dread basically means to be scared of something. Okay, Disha was absolutely right, which means darna, that is scared. Okay, dread. So the first sentence says a few South African states dread the shortage of food due to famine. This basically means that they are afraid that there will be shortage of food in the famine. You know what famine means? Akal, we call in Hindi, where there is dearth or scarcity of food for the normal people, for the normal citizens staying in that particular city or state. That's a famine. Okay, lack or dearth or scarcity of food. So they were afraid of the shortage of food. So in the first sentence, the meaning is absolutely right. Second sentence says communalism and anarchy are dreaded combinations. Now here dread is being used as a verb in the first sentence, guys. So dread can be used as a verb as well. But when you say dreaded, when you put an ed, which basically most verbs become ed in v3 form, they also become ved in second form as well. So third form is called participles. Third form of verb are called participles. Participles can act as verbs, they can act as nouns, they can act as adjectives as well. So in the second sentence, it is giving you information about combinations. What kind of combinations? Dreaded combinations. Okay, combinations that actually are the cause of fear among people. So communalism and anarchy are dreaded combinations. Here dreaded is being used as an adjective. So dreaded is absolutely right. Second sentence is also correct. The third sentence says the drug addicts were in dread need. You cannot say dread need. Okay, scared need for help from the rehabilitation. You cannot say dread. You could probably say were in dear need. Okay, were in dear need can be used here. So the usage in third sentence is wrong. So the answer should be C. Whosoever said C, they were absolutely right. Keep it up, guys. Okay, chalo, let's move on to the next question here. The word is hatch. Okay, the first is the detective hatched a plot to catch the man cheating against his wife. Second says the farmer hatched the eggs of the birds he had been feeding for several months. Third says the employee hatched the door carefully before leaving the cabin. Which do you think should be the answer? A, B, C, or D? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or both 1 and 3? Give me the answer for this one, guys. For people who joined in later, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I will be bringing up such videos in future. I regularly come on YouTube to teach you. Okay, so please ensure that you subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for notifications about such classes as well. Okay, I've started getting answers. Some people are saying B, C, and D. I've got three options, three answers from you. Now, let me tell you the meaning of hatch. Now, hatch could have again two meanings. Both are used as verbs. One is to plan, okay, and one in which the birds sit upon the eggs. The birds sit upon the eggs to actually assist its young ones to come out of the eggs. Okay, so that is like the hen hatches the eggs. The hen hatches the eggs. Hatch is the process of the birds sitting upon those eggs and keeping eggs and keeping them warm in order to enable its young ones to come out of the eggs. So if you say the farmer hatched the eggs. Okay, let's come to the first one. The detective hatched a plot to catch the man cheating against his wife. So here the meaning is planned. So the first one is absolutely right. The second one says the farmer hatched the eggs of the birds he had been feeding for several months. Was the farmer sitting on the eggs and facilitating the hatching of eggs? Not at all. So meaning of the sentence, according to the meaning, conceptually, it is wrong. The third sentence says, the employee hatched the door carefully before leaving the cabin. You cannot say hatched here, but you can say latched. Latched. Latched is actually closing the door. That is latching. So third is also wrong. So the correct answer is only one. Whoever said A was absolutely correct. Okay? Right, understand that. Artificial hatching, don't call it artificial hatching. You would actually put it in the incubator so that they hatch on their own. Okay? But when you say the farmer hatched, it would actually mean he actually sat on the eggs and hatched them. All right, let's move on to the next question. Excuse me. Next question is commune. Okay? The meaning of commune you should understand and check which one of these is correct. First sentence says, it was very difficult to commune between her office and home. Second says, the purpose of praying is to commune with God. Third says, she decided to go to Los Angeles and join the commune. Which answer do you think is correct for this one? The meaning of commune should be known, only then you can answer such questions, guys. Let's see how many people can answer this one. भुवन चौधरी, मुझे भी हाई बोल लो आप. हाई सोनालिका किए जा रहे हो तब से. Okay, please pay attention on the questions, guys. You can always chat with your friends, partners, girlfriends, boyfriends on Facebook, Instagram, but not here. These classes actually are for your benefit, for your own benefit. Okay, so please be selfish enough to pay attention on these classes. Only then you will learn here. Okay, right, let's move on. Commune. The meaning of commune, let me tell you. The meaning of commune, first of all, means people belonging to the same class. Okay, when different people belonging to the same class come together, that's a commune. Okay, and the word community has come from this word only, community. Okay, when people belonging to a similar class come together and stay together, that's commune. Okay, and commune can also mean that having a spiritual thinking, having a divine thought is actually commune as well. Do you know what divine is? Divine means related to God. Divine means related to God. Okay, so that is also commune, having divine thoughts or spiritual thoughts. Now, let's look at the meanings here, so sentences. First one says, it was very difficult to commune between her office and home. It was very difficult to commune between. The usage is incorrect. You cannot say commune, but you say commute. Commute can be used here because commuting is traveling from one place of a place to another. Okay, how do you commute from home to office daily? You'd say, sir, I commute by bus, I commute by car, I commute by on my motorbike. वैसे करके आप बोलते हो. So commute can be used. So the first usage is wrong. The second is the purpose of praying is to commune with God. Commune with God, having spiritual thoughts or having connecting with God, connecting, being one with the divine. So second sentence is right, absolutely correct. Third says she decided to go to Los Angeles and join the commune. This is also correct because here I am referring to the community. People coming together for a particular cause. You're going to join the commune. The third one is also correct. So the correct answer should be D, which is both 2 and 3. Whosoever said D, they were absolutely right. Keep it up, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The seventh word is devious. Now, what's the meaning of devious? You people, probably some of you do not know, some of you might know it. Now, let's look at the sentences. Give me the answers to this one. First says, taking a devious route as always, we stopped at a roadside restaurant and had excellent chicken piri piri with hunks. It shouldn't be hunks, but chunks. Chunks of fresh bread and olives for lunch before detouring to find Omega Park. That is first sentence. Second says, Rekha was devious, prepared to say one thing in print and another in private. And the third sentence says, the exorbitant cost of running for the parliament, is keeping many devious candidates from contesting. Which do you think is the correct answer for this one? Bhanu Sahu has had a watery mouth by looking at chicken peri peri. I understand that. It's you might all be actually hungry as well. You are about to go for lunch. But please pay attention. We've got 10 questions. Let us cover that and then you can relax, go and have fun and do whatever you feel like. But just pay attention until then. Let me tell you the meaning of devious. People are saying D, some are saying A as well. Okay, yes. Let me tell you. The meaning of devious. One meaning is shortcut. The second meaning is clever, or to be precise, it should be cunning. Clever is usually used in the positive way. No, clever is also used in the negative way. But cunning is more, it has a kind of a magnitude of being more negative. That is cunning. Chalak, what we call in Hindi. So devious means shortcut, or devious means clever or cunning as well, both. So the first sentence says, taking a devious route as always, which means taking a shortcut route as always. We stopped at a roadside restaurant and had excellent chicken piri piri, etc., etc. So the sentence is absolutely right. First one is correct. No problem with the first one because devious means shortcut. The second sentence says, Rekha was devious, prepared to say one thing in print and another in private. So here devious means cunning. Okay, so she bahut chalak thi. She was prepared to say one thing in print and another in private. Which means when she was alone, she used to say something else. And when she wasn't in print, she used to say. What does in print mean? Something which was in written. She used to say something else. That's what it means. So second is also right. She was cunning or she was clever. The meaning is okay. Third sentence says the exorbitant cost of running for the parliament is keeping many devious candidates from contesting. Devious candidates, cunning candidates, or clever candidates. The meaning somewhat doesn't match here. How would the exorbitant cost? Exorbitant means extremely high cost. How would the high cost of running the parliament would keep many cunning candidates from contesting? If they have the money, they can obviously contest, even if they are cunning. Okay, so that doesn't matter. The meaning doesn't go find in the sentence. So we cannot select third as well. So the correct answer should be D, which is both 1 and 2. Whosoever said D, absolutely right. Absolutely right, guys. Okay. Chalo, let's move on to the next question, which is ramp. Okay. So read the sentence. It says to ramp up a share price during a takeover bid is unacceptable. Second is the new ramp will facilitate the entry of wheelchairs. Third is hold the ramp tightly and move up a rung at a time. Tell me which one do you think is correct? Give you a minute for this one. Quickly give me the answers and then we will move on. Okay, people are saying A, C, D. Okay. Archana, the parts of speech notes has already been uploaded. The notes have already been uploaded. Please check it on the Gradeup app. I have already provided the parts of speech overview. Okay, but I will still cross check with my team. If it has not been uploaded, I will get that uploaded for you. Do not worry. Okay. Right, guys. Sorry, guys. This statement was not for students on YouTube. This was for students who were on the app. Okay. All right. Let's move on. I've started getting the answers for this one. Now, let me tell you the meaning of ramp. The meaning of ramp is actually increase. Ramp up means increase. That ramp actually means increase. So, ramp can be used as a verb. When you say increase, it's being used as a verb. Ramp can also be used as a noun. So, what is a ramp basically? A ramp is a kind of a connecting structure. A structure that connects two different levels. Suppose this is the third floor and this is the fifth floor, and you keep a ramp in between. It is a structure that can connect the third floor with the fourth floor. Even when you go to wash your cars, probably you actually climb on a ramp. It connects the ground floor to a higher level so that the car can be washed properly. So that's a ramp. Okay. So there are two meanings of ramp here. So let's read the sentences. First sentence says to ramp up a share price during a takeover bid is unacceptable. To ramp up, which means to increase, this is absolutely right. To increase a share price, absolutely correct. Second sentence says the new ramp will facilitate the entry of wheelchairs. The meaning is understood. The new ramp, the structure will facilitate, will help the entry of wheelchairs because the wheelchairs can be pushed and taken to another level. Similar to what we do with cars for washing, we actually park it on a ramp. Similarly, the ramp is used for wheelchairs here. The meaning absolutely suits fine. So second sentence is also correct. Third sentence says, hold the ramp tightly and move up a rung at a time. Hold the ramp tightly. How would you hold the ramp? Okay, ramp is usually used to actually go to another level. You cannot hold the ramp tightly and move up. So third sentence is wrong. It doesn't make sense actually. So the correct answer should be C, which is both 1 and 2. Whosoever said C, absolutely right. Okay. Right, let's move on to the next question, guys. The word is rate. Okay, rate. First sentence says she tried to stop the rate of blood from the wound. Again, wound we already saw earlier in one of the questions. Second says figures published today show another fall in the rate of inflation. Figures published today show another fall in the rate of inflation. Third sentence says they were asked to rate their ability at different driving maneuvers. Which do you think is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Give me your answers quickly, guys. While you people are answering, guys, for people who are new, let me tell you, please install the Gradeup app and follow me on the Gradeup app as well. You would be getting free videos and practice questions on the app. So that will actually benefit you a lot. You might have heard of the saying in English, practice makes a man perfect. So practice and practice and practice is all you need. And we are here to guide you all, guys. So you need not worry at all. Okay. So let's come to this question here. What is the meaning of rate? Okay, rate actually can mean cost. Rate actually can mean cost, or you could also say value. Cost or value. Okay, another meaning of rate could be, so here cost and value, when you say, it's being used as a noun. Okay, rate can also be used for judging something. How do you rate this class on a scale of 1 to 5? If I say, how do you rate this class? Rate means judging. So here it's being used as a verb. And rate can also mean cost or value, which is being used as a noun here. Right? So let's read the sentences. First sentence says, she tried to stop the rate of blood from the wound. It doesn't match. Neither would rate mean cost, value, neither would it mean judge. So the first sentence is wrong according to the meaning. You cannot say rate, you could probably say flow of blood. Okay, so first sentence is incorrect. Second says, figures published today show another fall in the rate of inflation. In the value of inflation, you could say yes, the second sentence is absolutely right. Third says, they were asked to rate their ability, judge their ability at different driving maneuvers. They were asked to judge. So third is also correct. So the correct answer should be D, both 2 and 3. Whosoever said both 2 and 3, absolutely right. Okay, understand these, guys. You have to understand the question and then answer. Also, as I tell you that the first sentence is wrong, you cannot put rate here. So think of a word that could fit instead of rate. These things can be done when you practice. Because when you keep practicing such questions in the exams, your speed will increase and you will improve accuracy as well. Okay, let's come to the next question, which is school. It's a school of dolphins has ever even been spotted at the port of Cagliari. Second says they were both schooled in the ways of the army. Third says he also schooled struggling farmers in land conservation and crop diversification. Which do you think is the correct answer for this one? Which do you think is the correct answer? Give me the answers quickly. I give you a minute for this one. Okay, meaning of maneuvers. Guys, maneuvers is a kind of a movement which actually requires skill or training. Like, stunt drivers can actually maneuver the car in an excellent way. When I talk about stunt drivers, like drifting, that's a maneuver. They can actually move the car in a skilled fashion. So maneuvering is nothing but a movement which requires a lot of skill. That is maneuver. I hope that is clear. Whosoever asked me the meaning of maneuver there. Right, guys. Start getting answers for this one. A, D, and C also. Okay, not a problem. Guys, it doesn't matter even if you are wrong while attending sessions. Ultimately, what matters is you learn. Okay, you can actually fail, you can give wrong answers, because this is the time to actually correct yourself as well. So keep attempting even if you are wrong, not a problem. We are here to guide you and make you succeed as well. So let me tell you the meaning of school here. The meaning of school can actually mean one is a noun, which is the general school. School can also mean the school which we go to. That's a school. Another school is used for collective nouns as well. I don't know whether you've heard a school of fish. A group of fish is called a school. It's also called a shoal, shoal. Shoal and school both are used for group of fishes. It is a collective noun as well. Okay, it is a collective noun as well. Now, school can also be used as a verb, which means to educate. If I say, I school underprivileged children every weekend. I school underprivileged children every weekend, which means I educate underprivileged children every weekend. That's what it means. So, the first sentence says, a school of dolphins. Now, dolphins are a kind of a fish, you already know. These are basically mammals. So, dolphins actually can be called a school of dolphins. Absolutely right. A school of water animals, you could say school of dolphins. So, the first sentence is correct. Second sentence says, they were both well schooled in the ways of the army. Well schooled means well trained or well educated. Well trained or well educated. Third sentence says, he also schooled struggling farmers in land conservation and crop diversification, which means he educated them. He gave them knowledge about land conservation and crop diversification. So he actually schooled or educated or trained them. Absolutely right. So the correct answer is C, which is all 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, Himanshi is saying, why do we use dolphins? Because dolphin itself is the whole class. You tell me, should I say, according to your logic, it should be a class of student, a class of students. Like a person here asked, let me explain the question of that particular candidate whoever asked me the question. The candidate is saying, sir, why write S in dolphins? Why should we use S in dolphins? Because dolphin itself means the entire class. You have to write S with dolphins because it has to be in the plural. So according to your logic, should I write a class of student or a class of students? If you say a class of student, it is just a one student. So it cannot become a collective noun at all. It has to be a class of students, because only when the noun is in the plural form, when they come together as one group, they become a collective noun. So you always say class of students. Similarly, you say a school of dolphins as well. A school of dolphins as well. Okay? So, Cagliari is the name of a place. It's the port of Cagliari. Okay? You can look at the map, Srishti. You'll get to know where Cagliari is. Okay? So these were the questions for today, guys. For in-depth knowledge, if you want to join the classes on the Gradeup app, you got the link for the CLAT 2021 course in the description box below. Please click on it and start the trial classes right away. I will be teaching you in a similar fashion, but in the regular course, we will be getting into the depths of grammar, comprehension and vocab, which will actually enable you to clear your paper with flying colors. Okay, so thank you for watching the session. Do like and share and subscribe, guys, because that is the biggest motivation for us as faculties. Okay, if you liked it, only genuinely like it, okay, and share it also, so that many people can benefit from such questions. Lucky Singh, your score is 8 out of 10. Wonderful. Congratulations for that, guys. Okay. So thank you for watching the session, guys. I will see you in the next session. Until then, goodbye, stay safe and take care, everyone. Thank you for choosing Gradeup. I will see you in the next session. Bye-bye.